Welcome, Hard Knocks. KK the Destroyer here, bringing you your playoff push report on ESPN 8, The Ocho. So here we go. We're going to jump right into the AFC North. And no surprise here, we got the Ravens leading the division. However, we do have a tie right now with the Steelers. And then, of course, the Bengals bringing up the rear here. Always the tough division in the AFC. So basically, here's what we're looking at. I went through schedules, looked at notable teams that are on these schedules. So right now we got the Ravens with, out of the remaining games left, not counting the week, not actually it is counting this week. So we basically have like 5 more games left on the schedule, I believe. And in them, the Ravens face the Steelers, of course, division rival, and then Texans, and then Lions. Now, the Texans are fighting for a spot as well, and as well as the Lions are. So both those teams need wins, and then obviously the Steelers-Ravens game is always a battle, so that'll really decide who winds up taking this division away. But my early favorites, the Ravens. I mean, there's no reason to doubt them at this point. 2 consecutive seasons of winning the division and back-to-back Super Bowls, looking like he's going to just run right into the Super Bowl game again this year. So that's where we're at there. Steelers have, of course, the Ravens in their upcoming schedule, then the Bengals, then the Jags, then the Jets. Now, all of those teams need wins and are looking for their respective divisions to win. So all of those are going to be tough games as well. Bengals have the Titans, then the Packers, then the Steelers, then the Jags. So every one of those teams all in contention. I think the Titans just lost one, so they're slipped a game back, but several of these divisions are tight. So you'll see as we progress through here how that affects all these teams. Jumping into the South, here's the Titans division to speak of. We got the Colts leading 6-5, Titans 5-6, and then the Texans 6-6. So Titans only a game back. They need their wins. Colts are going to face the Jags, which are 4-7, but TBK had a vacation, I think, planned, so he's slipping because he was the perennial South champion for his division. So let's see if he can maybe bring things back. I mean, he's 2 games back, got plenty of time to do it, and with these upcoming games, we have probably plenty of room for him to make a push. So you got the Colts playing the Jags, then the Titans, then the Rams, and then the Texans. So Jags need that win, Titans need a win, and then the Rams are looking for a wild card spot, and then of course the Texans, they want to make their first playoff appearance this year. Titans going to have a tough road ahead of them. They got the Bengals in this upcoming week, and then they're going to face the Texans, and then the Chargers, and then the Niners. So all those teams are going to be tough. The postseason schedule, or the last half of the season schedule, looks to be pretty tough. And then we have the Jags, who will play the Colts, division leader, and then the Steelers, and then the Bengals. So that's a tough schedule. He's got 2 games back, so he can't really afford to lose any, and those are all 3 pretty losable games. But TBK plays great football, and there was a reason he was the division winner for 2 consecutive years. So let's see how that works out. Getting into the AFC East, we have the Jets, first timer in I don't know how long. Coach Jay looking to try to take this division, in a battle right now with the Bills and the Dolphins, but however, Coach Nick needed to take a break, so he won't be in contention here. So basically, it's a foregone conclusion. This division is going to go to the Jets or the Bills. Jets have 2 notable games on their schedule, meaning they have a pretty easy path to winning their division. The Bucks they have to play, and the Steelers. Those are the 2 games of the most importance for them, and they're the tough games because I believe he plays CPU, Dolphins, or Patriots twice in the upcoming schedule. So you're talking basically auto wins. The Bills, Coach Jewell looking for her first playoff appearance this year. They're going to play they did play the Falcons already and lost that game, so that sets them back. And then they're going to play Chargers and Panthers in their upcoming games. So once again, 2 notable games that they need wins in. and it's going to be real tough for her to make that playoff push given the Jets' easy schedule and losing to the Falcons this week. All these standings are going to be reflectant of the start of Week 13 and not games played. So her 5-7 record obviously takes into account that Week 13 game. However, she would be more like 5-6, a game back. Now moving to the AFC West, we got the Chargers just in command of that division. Looks like it's pretty much a lock at this point. 3 games up. Not sure who won the the interdivision battle between him and the Broncos, but I'm going to assume that he probably took both games, but I don't know for 100% certainty. So that said, Chargers played Bills in their upcoming schedule, Eagles, and the Titans. Eagles and Titans both, along with the Bills, I should say, all 3 of those teams need wins. So they're going to be bringing their A game to play. So Chargers can't really sleep on the remaining schedule. However, 3 games back, I mean, he'd have to drop all 3 games. Broncos have to win 3 games plus 1. So I'm pretty sure Chargers are a lock at this point. And then, so what that does is if the season ended today, the AFC would be like this. You'd have the Jets, division winner, Ravens, division winner, Colts, division winner, Chargers, division winner, and the wild card, no surprise to anyone, going to Steelers and the Bengals. So now we jump over to the NFC North. We got Coach Evan with the Packers, recently relocated owner, moved into the Packers, longtime Packer fan, taking this team all the way to basically the 1 spot in their division. Now, notable games for them, they have the Cowboys, the Bengals, the Lions, and the Bucks. So 4 really tough games coming up for them, and they are 3 games up, but with that schedule, it's highly likely that the Lions could find themselves in a position to at least have a shot at getting into winning the division. However, 3 games back, that's a tough hurdle. Looks like they have only played each other once this season, so it's going to be a question of who took that game. Could wind up being a tiebreaker for them. Then you have the Lions, who have the 49ers, the Falcons, the Packers, the Bears, and the Ravens. So Lions has his work cut out for him. I mean, 49ers are on a tear. Falcons are 8-3, I think. Packers obviously 8-4. The Bears, they're looking for, let's see, where are they at? They're 4-7. They always come at you hard. They play tough games. And then you have the Ravens, of course, back-to-back Super Bowl champions. So you got 5 games where they're all must-win games. So he's in a tough spot. The Bears, Coach Nieder, looking at playing the Bucks, the Panthers, the Lions, and the Cards. Cards recently are a CPU team, so that's basically no longer a notable game. So he's got 3 notable games on his schedule, and he's got 4 games to win just to get caught up, and that's with the division losing. So it's pretty much a snowball's chance that he makes the division win here. But, you know, there are wild card spots out there, and they're not that far away. So he keeps winning. He could very well steal one. Then we jump into the NFC South. We got the Falcons leading the division 9-3, Panthers 7-5. Falcons are going to play, they've already played their Week 13 game, so we'll just eliminate that. They play the Bills, the Lions, the Bucks, and the Cowboys. So 4 tough games all along the schedule, with the Panthers right behind them with only 2 notable games on the remaining part of his schedule of the Bears and the Bills. So 2 games back, it's a realistic possibility he could come back and tie the division and then wind up winning because the Panthers did sweep my Falcons. So right there, that it's definitely not a lock at this point for the Falcons to win the division. And then you have the Bucks, 6-5. I mean, they're sitting on notable games: Bears, Falcons, Jets, and the Packers. So they have 4 notable games out of 5 remaining. And what's going to happen here is if he keeps winning, he could very well find himself in a position of being tied or at least getting a playoff spot, a wild card berth. So this division looks to be shaping up pretty well for a tight race down the stretch. NFC East, the put up or shut up division. There's been so much trash talk. It's been great. It's hardcore. Cowboys sitting at 8-4, leading the division. Eagles at 6-5, looking to get in. And the Giants are bringing up the rear at 5-6. So Cowboys, with their notable games, play the Packers, the Giants, the Falcons, and then the Giants again. Now, those two games for the Giants could be interesting, just to see how those get scheduled and if they get played, because those could very well be two easy sim wins for the Cowboys, which would basically balance out the Eagles sim wins that they've been getting. I think Rocky's had like 4 sim wins, so that could help the Cowboys cause a bit, but still no real breathing room for him. And then we have the Eagles, who play the Giants, the Seahawks, the Chargers, the Cards, and the Rams. So Eagles have a tougher road. We'll be curious to see once again how the Giants work out their schedule. But the Seahawks are tough. Chargers winning their division. Cardinals, and then the Rams. Cardinals is no longer a notable game, though, because that's a CPU win. And then the Rams. So that's how the NFC East is shaking out. Bringing us to the NFC West. Coach Swanee, 10-1, just tearing up that division, lighting up the league, and dropping tons of trash talk in chat. So, of his notable games left, he has the Lions, the Seahawks, the Texans, and the Titans. So, of those games, the Lions fighting for a spot, Seahawks fighting for a spot, Texans looking for a spot, and the Titans have slipped. However, all 4 of those games are games that they're going to want to win. The Rams' new owner coming in at 7-4, doing pretty well with the Rams. Looks like he's got the Hawks, the Giants, the Colts, and the Eagles on notable games. All of those guys outside of the Giants could be, like I said, once again a question. But Hawks, Colts, and Eagles, all teams that need wins and want to make the playoffs. Then finally, Seahawks 6-5. Coach Voodoo trying to get in. He's got the Rams, the Eagles, the Niners, and the Giants. So those are all teams that are going to be tough, and he's going to have to string it together because he's 4 games back from the division, and basically looks like he's only going to get a wild card spot if he wins out. So this is how the division would shake out, or the conference would shake out, if the season ended today. We'd have the Cowboys, the Packers, the Falcons, and the Niners taking the divisions. And then you have the Rams with the wild card, and then a 3-way tie between the Panthers, the Eagles, and the Hawks. So, something about these schedules this year, man. I'm telling you, it looks like they're just done well enough that everybody is always in a spot to at least have a wild card shot if they've continually played their games and have tried to win. So, really exciting for the last part of the season here, because at any time, basically, somebody's going to get the boot and somebody's not going to be happy about it. So that's where we're at, Hard Knocks, and look forward to the rest of the game, the playoff push. So good luck to all these teams still in contention. And for those out of contention, I feel like it's even more important for you to try to win these games, because if you ever want a shot at making playoffs, you are going to have to figure out how to beat these other teams that are making the playoffs. So get in those games, try to win, figure out the defense, do your film study, record your games, archive them, watch them over, because that's how you're going to get better in this league. Trying to go in and just win by doing the same thing you've been doing the last 2 seasons is not going to help you win a division, and it's not going to help you win a Super Bowl. So anyhow, Hard Knocks, KK the Destroyer signing off, and good luck the rest of the way.